Hi, this is just a very quick tutorial on how to assemble this petal template. Actually, this is petal number 15. I just made a little tweak on it so I can make it something to represent for 4th of July flower design. So anyway, but if you are, you have purchased petal 15 before, this is the way how it's made. So we have a dual tone here, and I'm using 2 layers. Obviously, I'm using the colors for American flag. So I have white, which is solid here, no design, and I have the red with the design. So when I put this one together, you can see the white stripe behind. So the same thing with the smaller one. It has stars on it for the blue one, but the white one is solid. So let's start. We need 6 pieces of each. 6 pieces of this white large and 6 pieces of the red, the same thing as 6 pieces of this white one and 6 pieces of the blue. And for this I consider this one as large, and because of the details I would suggest that you would only use like 2 layers. But if you don't have these details here, you can go up to 3 for the large. So because I'm only using 2 layers, I'm using the 4 inches, but if I'm going to make a 3-layer flower, I would use a 5 inches base. So I already assembled the rest of the flowers. This is just one thing that this is just something that I set aside so I can show you how I prepare the petal before putting it together. So first thing, we wanted to make sure that the red one, or the inner tone, would be as center as possible. You see the distance from here and the distance here are the same. So the next thing we are going to do, let's point the tip towards us and holding the 2 petals together to secure it, open it with your finger and just slide some glue at the base and secure it. So no matter what you do, you know that it's still in the middle. So the next thing, to mold it and to shape it, we are going to slide our dowel rod soft and easy, because the details, you might damage it. So just firm but slowly. Like this. And then once we have this one curl, because we don't want to curl this one outside, we don't want to to disrupt the details. We want to showcase the details on our petal. So what we're going to do, parallel to this line here, we are going to create a slit. And we don't have to worry that this one is open, because we still have the second layer, the white one, that would hold the petal in place. So I'm cutting the largest one, like almost half of the petal, and we are gluing the flaps together like so. So the next thing I'm gonna be doing, you can skip it, but because I don't like to see any gap in here because the petal is so big, what I would do is to just squeeze some glue in like somewhat corner of the petal. It's not really corner, but it's like this 3 stops here. So just a little glue, just for it to really keep in place. So that's it. I'm gonna join this one with the rest of the petals that I already made earlier before this tutorial, so we won't be delayed. So the same thing with our second layer. We are trying to make sure that it's center. Face the tip towards you. Separate it with your finger. And squeeze some glue. So again, we are going to glide our dowel rod in here just to create a curl. And again, we're going to create a slit and put the flaps together to create dimension on your petal. So because the petal isn't so big, you see that the two petals seems like it's seamlessly merging together, so I don't have to glue it, or you can also glue it if you really like. So now I'm putting it together with the rest of the petals. So it's time for us to put this flower together. First off, let's start with the largest petals. And the same thing policy with my usual templates. Like just half of the base has the glue and leaving the side open. And placing it in our base. So the second template will be opposite to the first one. The same thing, just half of the base has the glue. And then let's get two petals, and we are sneaking it here. And you know, as soon as we see that it's even and balanced, we can then squeeze some glue underneath. And before we squeeze glue here, let's make sure that this other side of this petal is also well secured. So now we can secure this open portion here. So the same thing with the other side. We are going to sneak the two petals in between. Like that. And as soon as we feel like it's even and well distributed, we can then again squeeze some glue from underneath. And the same thing we are going to do with this petal here. Secure this one first, and secure this open area here. So now our first layer is done. Now we can proceed to our second layer. So we are placing our first petal like in between the two petals from the last or previous layer. So 2 is in opposite. Now we don't have to snake the 2 petals together because we know that we are placing the petals in between the 2 from the previous ones. So what we are just going to do right now is to squeeze a good amount of glue and make sure that it's in between these 2 petals. So, the same thing with the first layer. I'm just putting glue like half of the petal base, and then now I can secure it, securing the loose ends. Down to our 5th petal. Oops, it's hot. Then down to the 6th. And now we can, secure the loose ends. So after this one, so as you can see, the 2 layers would just be enough to really create, a flower that the details would still showcase. So this is gonna be the red and white stripe of the flag that I'm showcasing here, and this is the blue with the stars on it, although it's less than 50, but that will do. So you can put whatever center you want, but I already have center that I prepared earlier, and this is what I'm gonna use. So even the center, as you can see, it has stars on it. So if you want, I would include this on the listing, so you can also create the same flower center. So all that we need to do right now is to just really squeeze a good amount of glue. Be generous and lay it on the very center of your flower. So that's it. That's our petal number 15 with a little tweak that I made so we can have a 4th of July flower design. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.